Alright, what's up everybody? Peter fucking Joseph here for another video on this Tuesday night, March the 12th, 2024. Thank you all for watching right here on Metal God 669. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And please hit that bell. Turn on all notifications for more videos on this very channel. I'm not going to go into a big spiel, because it's not the time to go into a big spiel about my channels and all that other shit. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got some breaking news that came out about an hour or so ago, but this particular man that I'm going to be talking about, he passed away yesterday, and I just found out today that he passed away. Somebody on one of my wrestling chats informed me of that this man died. I'm like, wait a minute, when did he die? I thought he died. I mean, he ain't dead, is he? Or is he died maybe years ago? But, you know, you have to look it up on Google, because Google it, so I Google it and everything, and ladies and gentlemen, I have the sad, and, you know, this channel is all about tribute videos to the faithful departed in the world of music, movies, sports, wrestling, whatever it may be. But this is a music-related video, and today, yesterday, we lost pretty much an icon in the world of music. He's been around. He was around in the 70s. Had a really big hit in the 80s with a song off the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. I think you all know what I'm talking about. And ladies and gentlemen, I have the sad news to report that Eric Carmen has passed away at the age of 74. No cause of death as of now. Usually, most of my rest in peace videos, when I tell somebody that they're, say that somebody died, most of the time we don't know the cause of death until later. But anyway, Eric Carmen has passed away at the age of 74. He was, I even know he played guitar, but he had a great voice. I mean, his voice was just, it's so iconic. But he also played a mean old twanger, if you know what I mean. That's guitar for you people who don't know. For the 1970s power pop pioneers, the Raspberries, on hits like Go All The Way. And then when he went solo, he had hits like All By Myself, which got covered by Celine Dion. And probably one of my favorite songs ever by Eric Carmen is Hungry Eyes from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. The video is just amazing. But his death was announced on his website by his wife, his late wife, now widow, Amy Carmen. Did not give a cause or specify where he died, saying only that he died in his sleep over the weekend. So, that could be a whole bunch of things. Heart attack, natural causes, drugs. I guess we won't know until the autopsy, probably. But like I said, he was 74 years old. And the Raspberries formed in Cleveland, Ohio in 1970, with Eric churning out hits and serving as frontman. The band represented a throwback of sorts in terms of both image and sound, and they emerged at a time when FM radio playlists kind of didn't want to go to, they kind of get out of the 60s, and they were kind of going into the 70s. Elvis wasn't a thing anymore, and they started going into more blues rock like Deep Purple, Zeppelin, Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, ELP, glam rock, T-Rex, David Bowie, and people like that. And the Raspberries recalled the intricate songcraft and lush melodies of the mid-1960s pop masters. And Eric Carmen said in a 1991 interview published on his personal website, quote, "I had spent my youth with my head between two stereo speakers listening to the Byrds and the Beatles, and then later on the Beach Boys." That's pretty damn good. The band's look was really retro, like, you know, all the 70s look with like bell-bottom jeans and all that stuff. They initially wore matching suits, something you don't see every day. A concept that had seemingly gone out of fashion with Hermits, long time ago, band. Although in their case, the suits looked more like harbingers of, you know, from Saturday Night Fever, like the bell-bottoms, like I said. Eric Carmen kind of looked like a square, but he had a cheeky way to stand out in the landscape of 1970s rock. He said in a 2017 interview with The Observer, almost every band had hair down to their waist and beards and ripped jeans, and they looked like a bunch of hippies. You know, wait till you get to the 80s there, you know, Mr. Carmen. You know, people had hair down to their ass and played loud as fast as rock and roll they could. So, not a hippie, per se, unless you're like ZZ Top, but still. Anyway, they were like hippies, and I wanted to get as far away from that as I could. And it worked. The band burst onto the rock scene in 1972 with its debut album called The Raspberries, which included, I don't know if this, they were the first band to do this, but included a raspberry-scented scratch and sniff sticker, which kind of emulated the album with their sugary pop hooks contained inside. Like I said, one of the biggest hits was Go All The Way, which contained lyrics about an implicitly young couple moving haltingly towards sex, which Eric considered kind of risky, you know, for the pop charts of that time, because there was no, you know, people were just fucking in the 70s. I mean, you had Woodstock, everybody's banging at Woodstock. This is before condoms and everything. Everybody was getting pregnant and the whole blah 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 blah. Basically, Eric said either it'll get banned because it's dirty, then maybe people will buy the album to check it out, or if it ever gets on the radio, I think it'll just be a hit based on the title alone. Well, kind of a double entendre, if you will. But anyway, the song was a hit, climbing to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 in October of 1972, and became the definitive power pop song of all time, as Dave Swanson wrote on the website Ultimate Classic Rock in 2017 appraisal. Power pop, pioneered by the early Who and a bunch of others, was an emerging style that grafted bright 1960s era vocal harmonies onto the driving guitar riffs of the 70s. So that's where you got the power pop bands from the 70s. Go All The Way was a perfect melding of Beach Boys, Beatles, and Small Faces, whoever that is, all delivered with a Who-like attack. And basically where power pop was born in 1972. One of Eric Carmen's idols was John Lennon, who was photographed around that time wearing a raspberry shirt, and the band's influence would grow over the years with acts as diverse as Cheap Trick, Kiss, and even Nirvana citing the Raspberries as an influence. That's pretty damn good, pretty damn big there. Their second album, Fresh, also released in 1972, would be their highest charter, reaching number 36. And it featured 2 hits on the top 40, I Wanna Be With You and Let's Pretend. Excuse me. And then the Raspberries broke up in 1975, but Eric's time on the charts was far from over. He was born August 11th, 1949, in Cleveland to a family of Jewish immigrants from Russia, and grew up in Lyndhurst, which is like a suburb of Cleveland. And he was studying violin with his aunt Muriel Carmen, a member of the Cleveland Orchestra. By age 6, by 11, he was playing piano, writing his own songs. So, he got to music at a really young age. And his musical destiny changed forever with the arrival of Beatlemania when he was in his mid-teens. Everybody remembered the Beatles, Ozzy and Black Sabbath. They remember the Beatles, they were there. And, blah, 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 blah. Eric first joined his first local band called Cyrus Erie, which included the future Raspberries guitarist Wally Bryson, and opened for major acts like The Who and the Byrds. That's pretty good. They eventually joined forces with guitarist and bassist Dave Smalley and drummer Jim Bonfanti, who were in a local band called The Choir to form the Raspberries. So after 1975, Eric Carmen went solo, and but he was unshackled, from having to write for 3 other guys. So his mind just opened up, and he was just like writing, and blah blah blah. So he wrote All By Myself, a lush, if kind of corny ballad from his first solo album released in 1975. That was, as he put it, quote, certainly as far away from Go All The Way as you could get. It went to number 2 on the Hot 100 and was eventually hailed as a soft rock classic. The follow-up, Never Gonna Fall in Love Again, kind of a nod to Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, made it to number 11. And then in the 80s, 2 of his biggest hits came from great movies in the 80s. Footloose. He didn't write Footloose, that was Kenny Loggins. But he wrote Almost Paradise, which was recorded by Mike Reno of Loverboy. Oh, that great band of Loverboy. And Ann Wilson of Heart. And then we all know Dirty Dancing. He wrote Hungry Eyes, which was on MTV like every fucking hour. And then another one of my favorites, Make Me Lose Control, was number 3 in 1988. And pretty much he didn't have a hit after that. Like I said, Sean Cassidy covered That's Rock and Roll, Celine Dion, All By Myself. John Travolta, of all people, John Travolta, Never Gonna Fall in Love Again. And then in 1989, he began touring with Ringo Starr and his little band. The Raspberries did reunite in 2004. And one of the shows was featured on a 28-song live album called Raspberries Pop Art Live, which was released in 2017. The album's liner notes were written by Cameron Crowe. We all know who he is, who showcased Go All The Way in his 2000 hit movie Almost Famous. We don't know who he's survived by except for his wife Amy. But anyway, he talked about the impact of the Raspberries. He said, rock critics got it, and then 16-year-old girls got it, but, the 18-year-old guy who liked Megadeth was never going to like the same record his sister did. Yeah, I like the Raspberries. Who you like? Megadeth. Odd. He said this in 2017, before recounting the first time he met Bruce Springsteen, the boss. So we had that. So I talked about that. He wrote The River as he was listening to Woody Guthrie and the Raspberries' greatest hits, stuff like that. And actually, Go All the Way was not written from the point of view of a young woman. I just wanted to point that out. Early All By Myself was released in 1975, and it was not an 80s anthem. So for those of you who think that it was an 80s song, it was not. It was in 1975. And excuse me. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So yeah. So Eric Carmen has passed away at the age of 74. So kind of another hit to my childhood because, every time I watch Dirty Dancing, I don't even care about the movie. I just care about, when Hungry Eyes comes on, which I think is during the semi-sex scene with Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Garner. I think it was Jennifer Garner? I forgot what her name. Well, nobody puts baby in a corner. That's really where the song plays, and then the music video shows different scenes from Dirty Dancing. And then Make Me Lose Control, another epic music video, basically shows him and his band playing the song and everything. So, nothing from Dirty Dancing or anything like that, but still a great song. Great sax solo in Hungry Eyes, too. You can play that on guitar. You don't have to play it on saxophone. It's a good, easy guitar riff. But still. Anyway. But it is what it is. So another 70s/80s icon has passed away. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. Let me look that up. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. He should be, but let me look it up if he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Nope, he is not. He should have been years ago with the Raspberries because, like I said, their first album came out in 72. He's inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2018. That doesn't really count. But he should be going in, well, it can't be this year because they already have the inductees out. Hopefully next year they may put him on the ballot posthumously, or they may mention him at the event this year in memoriam type thing, but we'll see what happens with that. But Eric Carmen has passed away at the age of 74. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, as I always do on my Rest in Peace videos, I like to do a little toast to the faithful departed, and in this case, to Eric Carmen, who's not all by himself up in heaven, singing Hungry Eyes and Make Me Lose Control in that big concert hall in the sky. So to Eric Carmen, rest in peace, my friend. And that's pretty much it. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'm kind of shocked at this news. So, yeah, if you have any memories of Eric Carmen, if you like the song Make Me Lose Control, if you like All By Myself, or if you even like Hungry Eyes, let me know down below in the comments section and all that good stuff. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody, and remember to live life to the fullest, because we never know when our last day will come. So, that's all I gotta say about that. God bless you all. God bless Eric Carmen. And that's all I gotta say about that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, peace.